Well, it was just 2 weeks ago that we updated you on pricing that Tesla had pushed out across the Model 3 and the Model Y. It turns out we have additional price changes just 2 weeks later. So for those of you who called it out last time, indeed it wasn't the April price update, because now we have 2 price updates here in April. Now this year has been full of price changes from Tesla, especially in the Model Y and the Model 3. These price changes have been consistent throughout the year. As a matter of fact, last month in March, we did indeed see 2 price changes. Here we are in April. We saw one just a couple weeks ago, and we're getting a second price increase from Tesla in the Model 3 and the Model Y. So it's certainly been difficult to track these price changes as they're rolling out and understanding how much is a car now compared to when it first rolled out. So with that, let's start with the Model 3, which did get price changes on 2 of its configurations. The Model 3 standard range did go up by another $500. So this is on top of the $500 we saw last month, bringing it up to a $1,000 increase for this year. What's really interesting about this is in February, as you may recall, the standard range plus went down by $1,000. Well, in March it went up by $500 twice, and here we are in April with, again, 2 more $500 increases. So our net increase this year has been $1,000. The Model 3 Standard Range Plus now starts at $38,990. And this may not be a surprise to you, but the long range all-wheel drive followed the same price schedule that we saw with the Standard Range Plus. It went down $1,000 in February and then up $500 twice in March, and here we are in April again, 2 more $500 increases for a net of $1,000 more than it was at the beginning of the year. The long range all-wheel drive now starts at $47,990.
What's up, everybody? This is Bearded Tesla Guy, and I'm teaming up with Charity Stars. Charity Stars is going to be giving away a 2021 Tesla Model Y Performance with 0 to 60 in an alarming 3.5 seconds. Make sure you check with your doctor to make sure your heart can handle that kind of speed. 303 miles of range, plus they're going to have full self-driving enabled on this car. You're going to be able to get this in any exterior and interior color you choose, which is pretty awesome. Make sure you get that white interior. This car is also going to come with a tow hitch, and they're going to give you a wall connector so that you can charge this thing at home. $10,000 cash in your pocket to help pay for taxes and everything else you need to start your adventures in your Performance Model Y. If that wasn't enough, they're also going to be putting something pretty cool on the back of that Model Y Performance. They're going to give you 2 Van Moof e-bikes, which is pretty freaking awesome. So this is going to be in support of Race to Erase MS and Cure Addiction Now. So make sure that you buy your tickets before April 29th, because that's the last day to get in. Go to charitystars.com/BTG to buy your tickets.
Moving our way over to the Model Y, if you can call it good news. The good news is only one of the configurations was impacted in this last price change. The Model Y long range all-wheel drive also had a reduction of $1,000 in February. In March, it had one increase, and it was a full $1,000, basically reversing what happened in February. Then here in April, 2 weeks ago, we saw a $500 increase, and just last night, another $500 increase. So that means the total net is $1,000 more than it was at the beginning of the year. So that means the Model Y long range all-wheel drive now starts at $50,990. Of course, we had other updates to the Model 3 Performance, which went up a total of $2,000 this year so far. Of course, the Model Y Performance went up $1,000 in February, but we have not seen another increase. What's interesting about all of this is we just saw an increase in range from other parts of the globe in the Model 3. So I don't know if there's something coming of that and if that's going to be rolled out across the globe, but perhaps there's additional range coming, and if additional range is coming, this could be huge. I don't know that that's what's happening here, and there's a lot of speculation about what's driving these increases. I can tell you right now, with the commodity prices the way that they are, there are a lot of input costs that have continued to climb through the end of 2020 into 2021. That is probably driving most of this increase, but I do think that Tesla is probably taking advantage of the potential of these tax credits that are coming to justify going ahead and making these price increases. Not saying that's why they're increasing it, but it's probably helping them make the decision that, hey, these EV tax credits are starting to look more and more likely every day, and it's helping them to justify going ahead and pushing through these increases. So with that, this year, the Model 3 Standard Range Plus has gone up $1,000, the long range all-wheel drive has gone up $1,000, and the performance has gone up $2,000. Moving over to the Model Y, the long range all-wheel drive has gone up $1,000, and the performance has gone up $1,000. So although this last price increase only impacts the Model Y long range all-wheel drive, we still have not seen the performance increase as much as we saw it in the Model 3. I think there's still a chance we could see the performance go up in price, and if you're thinking about getting a performance, it might be worthwhile going ahead and placing that order just to hedge against another increase in the performance. Since it's only gone up $1,000 and the Model 3 performance went up $2,000, there's a good chance another $1,000 increase could be coming to the performance. Now, the interesting thing is we are finally starting to get deliveries from competition. Some of the bigger cars that we've been anticipating for some time that are going to compete with Tesla are starting to deliver. The Volkswagen, the Ford, these two cars are starting to make their way to consumers. So it's awfully interesting that as they qualify for the $7,500 tax credit and Tesla does not, it's awfully interesting to see that Tesla is increasing prices when they finally have competition. Now, let's be real about this. Tesla is still the dominant player in the EV market here in the United States and across the globe. And I don't anticipate that to change even with these increases. However, it could push consumers to consider these other brands more than they probably would have beforehand. So as these increases continue, I'm kind of worried, and I think that there's a real chance that Tesla could go ahead and push a few more increases throughout the rest of this year until those EV tax credits hit. If those EV tax credits do hit, it will more than offset these increases so far, which is a good thing. But I think that demand is continuing to show itself very strong at Tesla, and that is helping to support these increases. So let me know in the comments, did you get your order in after that last increase, and did you save $500? Regardless of when you placed your order, I'm confident you're going to love your Tesla. We love our Tesla even with its faults, and regardless of the price that you're going to ultimately pay, these cars are going to continue to provide value that the competition today cannot touch. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, of course, give it the thumbs up. It helps tremendously. If you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel as we continue to post content regularly, especially when there's breaking news like this. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram @BeardedTesla. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.